Hello, everybody. Welcome to the White Tiger Tarot. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Today's pick a card is your next 3 months. All right, so we're basically going to take a look at the next 3 months. This is timeless, so it's whenever you're watching this, the next 3 months. Doesn't have to be when I'm posting this, but if you are here as I'm posting this, we're taking a look at April, May, June. All right, I'm not going to include March in that because we're already kind of a good way into March. So we're just going to take a look at April, May, June. But overall, it's like this season, right? This season that we're in right now, what this is bringing to you, okay? And we're going to kind of break down each month. So the next 3 months, we're going to take a look at individually and see what's in store for us. All right, so that's what we got going on today. I'm going to introduce your piles here one at a time. We're also going to pick our numbers. Okay, we got some numbers here from 1 to 12. And since we have 3 piles today, we're going to have 4 numbers per pile. Now, this could be a random number, a life path number, favorite number, birthday, birth month, an angel number you've been seeing. Completely up to you how you choose your pile today. It's just an option for those who would like it. All right, so let's get right into it here. I'll introduce your piles one at a time, and then we'll choose numbers. All right, so pile number 1 has the yellow Adventurine. Okay, and you have the Matchbox Tarot. This is a deck that I created here. All right, now I'm going to pick your numbers now, so pause the video if you don't have your number yet, if that's how you'd like to choose your pile today. I'm going to close my eyes. All right, so we have 11. 5. 2 and 4. 11, 5, 2, and 4 for pile number 1. Okay, pile number 2 has the green fluorite. Yeah, green fluorite here. Okay, and the Osho Tarot. And the numbers for pile number 2. 10. 6. 1. And 3. 10, 6, 1, and 3 for pile number 2. All right, pile number 3 has the Tiger's Eye. Okay. And this is the Spirit of the Elements. Now I'm going to forget. Now I have to check. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. Sorry, this is the Forest Spirit Imprint Tarot. Okay, so the numbers for pile number 3 are 12. I like how we went 11, 10, 12. Like it was the first number, like 3 highest numbers of all 3 piles. So that's pretty cool. 7. And then, oh, it's so interesting. So your first numbers are 10, 11, 12, and then 5, 6, 7. Interesting. Okay. And then we have 9. And 8. So you have 8, 7, 8, 9 here for your numbers, which is pretty cool, pile 3. All right, so those are your piles. I'm going to give you guys some time to meditate, and I will see you in your readings, perhaps. Hello, pile number 1. How's it going today? We are taking a look at the next 3 months. All right, so this is timeless. So whenever you're coming to this reading, it's basically the next 3 months from when you're watching this. This kind of next upcoming season, 3 months of your life. We're going to take a look at each month individually. Now, I'm going to be a little specific in this for when I'm putting it out. And the months that I will be referencing are April, May, June. Okay, basically more or less the springtime. We're coming a little bit into summertime because when I'm doing this, it's in March. So yeah, I just want to include the next 3 months, basically this springtime. But we're going to take a look at each month individually. Now, if you're not currently in this time when I'm putting it out, you can just follow along with the next 3 consecutive months. Okay. So your stone is the yellow Adventurine. Okay. Your numbers are 11, 5, 2, and 4. And your starter deck, tarot deck, is the Matchbox Tarot, which is the deck that I created. It is currently not sold out, but I will be, I need to get a new distributor. So I'll be working on that, and I will let you guys know when they are available for purchase again. All right. So we're first going to start out looking at April. Okay. That's our intention. This is our first look at April and kind of what is coming in April. What's April going to be all about? Kind of an overview of the month. Okay. All right. So we've got one tarot card here. We're going to take more. I believe there is more for us to take. Okay. So we got 3. We'll put this aside, and then we're going to get some other cards here from some other decks. Take a look at April, or the first month for my pile number 1s. Okay. Are we going to get more from this one? I believe so. Okay. So we're going to go to... All right, I'm going to get one more deck out, and then we'll just start beginning. And if I need more information, we'll pull more, but I think this should be good. Okay, we're going to get more. Yes. That's good. All right, let's begin. We will start with your tarot cards here. Page of Cups. Okay. The Hierophant. And the Six of Pentacles. This is almost giving me almost like mentor vibes for somebody. It's interesting because it's almost like it's a very opposite energy with the Hierophant, the Page of Cups. It's like a very beginner energy. and like wonder and open student, right? But then we have the Hierophant, which is like the teacher, the guide, the leader, the wise one, right? And we have the Six of Pentacles here with like this give and take energy, like this equal balance of giving and receiving. So you could be receiving something here in April from some kind of, so it's going to be different for each person, right? Because each one of these has something to gain and give in this situation, right? The teacher and the student. So you could be a student learning something, or you could be new in some kind of way, right? Or you're learning about something, you're growing through something maybe you're beginning, or you're thinking about beginning something, and you could be running into someone who has already done it, who's already kind of in that world, a master of some kind, or just some kind of like wise guide, teacher, leader in some way that has some good advice for you, some good guidance here. So you could be receiving some really good guidance from somebody, some really good advice that helps you along this new path that you're on. And it could also be reversed, right? Where you're kind of a teacher here and you come across a student that, or, you know, a client or somebody that you get to teach, that you get to help along their path, but you're gaining something from this connection as well. It feels like a very balanced, equal give and take, right? Where each party has a lot to gain from the other one, whether that be, you know, new, fresh ideas and energy, and or just like someone to help, right? To help along. Maybe this is in a professional capacity, right? Where maybe you're a teacher, like we see someone holding a guitar here, so you could be like teaching something to someone. So they might be giving you some kind of financial payment for your wisdom, right? So it helps you, it helps them, that kind of thing. So there's a balance here between this relationship, teacher-student relationship that's going on here. So let's dive a little deeper into this. Okay. So you have the Seven of Pentacles. Oops. You have Temperance. So there's that balance again, right? Good partnership. And there we go. Two of Pentacles, right? Again, helping hand. So you could be getting a helping hand from somebody. Maybe it's through something you want to begin, and you come along across someone who's like, oh, I can totally help you with that. I can totally guide you in the right direction. Yeah, I can help you, show you, like Seven of Pentacles, like how to do this, how to water in the right places, how to grow this in the right way, in a very balanced and very balanced, equal way, where it's like, I don't feel overwhelmed with this. Like, it feels very step by step, very grounded, very like I feel supported, right? So there's some support coming in here, right? Some support, some help, where you might be like feeling maybe a little bit overwhelmed, or this is very new to me. And they're kind of helping you, like, don't worry, it's all good. We've got this. I'll show you what to do, or I'll like guide you through it, right? And so you just feel very guided, very balanced, very supported. And then we have the Star. So yeah, there's something about this that is destined, that's maybe attached to some kind of dream or wish that maybe you've been wanting to begin, or that is starting to begin in your life, right? That is deeply connected to destiny, or a deep desire, a deep wish. And in April, you're gaining some kind of help, some kind of assistance to help move this forward in a very, like I said, balanced, whole way, right? Where it's like slow and steady, it's good, it feels grounded, it feels balanced. Maybe you and someone else are partnering up, right? Maybe one of you is super creative, the other one's got a lot of experience, right? And so there's like a fresh new perspective against, or not against, but with maturity, knowledge, experience, right? And so together it's just this beautiful pairing. So you might be like partnering up with someone in April to build something, to grow something here, right? Okay. So look at that expansion. Yeah, it's a month of expansion. It's a month of growth, right? There's a month of growth here for you. And maybe this thing that you're creating, but it's really good. It's very progressive. It's very expansive here. And vision, look at that. Expansion of your vision. So you have a vision. That's the Page of Cups, right? You have a vision that you want to create, right? This light, this vision, this wish that you see for yourself. And you might just need a little bit of assistance to get it done, or a helping hand, or someone, you know, who knows the ropes or who's done this before. And I think they're going to come in and just give you some really solid help. Maybe, you know, maybe it's financial help. Maybe it's influence. Maybe it's experience, right? Whatever that might be, they're coming in to really give you a helping hand, to help you expand into your vision, right? To help this vision grow. Well, look at that, wisdom, the Hierophant and wisdom. Yeah, so they're sharing their wisdom with you. A really solid piece of advice, a really solid you're getting some kind of wisdom shared with you that helps you expand into this vision, grow into this thing that you see for yourself or creating for yourself. Yeah, beautiful. And so we have cleanse, the lemon tree here, and comfort. Yeah, so it's interesting because we have two images of butterflies here. And that's almost what the cleanse energy gave me, interestingly enough. It's almost like a shedding. So it's like there's almost something about either the past or something of the old that is being cleansed from ourselves, from our energy. And it's almost time for us to expand in a new direction or in a new way. And that's why this character or this help, right, is coming in to assist us along, almost give us the breadcrumbs or the trail forward of like the information we need, the wisdom we need. Maybe it's through comfort, support, right? Like I got your back, right? I have something that maybe you need that is helping you feel comforted along this path, right? Where you feel a little more comfortable to follow this new direction or this new dream or this new interest, right? Whatever it might be, creatively, spiritually, you know, it's going to depend. Maybe it's relationally, but it's here to help you feel grounded and comfortable, right? And like I am making the right choice. I am making a wise choice. Like this person's very trustworthy. This advice that I'm receiving is very trustworthy, and it feels right, it feels good, and it feels like it's moving me in the right direction. Like I feel supported. And I know that this is here to help me expand this vision that I see for myself, this new life, or this new growth that I'm having in my life. So feeling that balance, that, you know, feeling grounded in wisdom, like, okay, it's good. Like we're on the right path. This is the right move. Something's being cleansed out of your energy. You're feeling more comfortable, maybe going in this new direction or in this new path that we're kind of walking upon. All right, in this new growth that we're having, in this vision that we're creating. It's like, okay, cool. I'm good. I'm comfortable. Yeah. This presence or this help that I'm receiving is really making you feel really positive and yeah, like this is the right move. I am doing the right thing for me. Okay, so beautiful. Beautiful energy on that. So that's your April. That is your April. And so now let's take a look at what May, month of May, or the next month, right, is going to bring, depending on if you're watching this currently or not. All right. So we're going to start with your tarot cards again. May. What does May have in store for my pile ones? Okay. I'm going to get a couple more decks out here. Okay. That's it for that one. Quite a few tarot decks. All right. Is that it? No. Okay. Okay, so let's begin with what we got here. Okay, so you have the Three of Pentacles. Again, we're seeing like working together, right? Three of Pentacles, again, is like student teacher or like working, collaborating in groups or with people, okay, learning, teaching. Okay, so that energy is here again. Three of Pentacles. We have the Magician, right? We have the Owl. We have Wisdom, 333. So something being created through wisdom. Okay. This is also like giving me family, family vibes, or just creating a family, or creating, maybe it's a creative family, or a spiritual family, or a literal family. We have the Six of Swords. So this wisdom is helping you overcome, right, some kind of maybe danger or trickery or something. It's like it's giving you the power to rise above maybe some things that would have hurt you or pulled you back or caught you up in something negative here. And the World, wow, beautiful. So something's coming to a major completion, some cycle here. It's like we're moving above, we're rising above maybe past negative influences, right? Influences that may have been in our lives, or maybe things that we were dealing with that were like tricky, okay? And so maybe working together with people, or maybe this being created is the sign of like, oh my gosh, I got through something negative in my own karma or through my own path. It's like something's really completing here for us, where it's like the fact that this is now building, right? The fact that this is now working and being created and coming together, because we have the Three of Pentacles and the 333 with the Magician, right? It's like you have really come through something with wisdom, and you're creating through wisdom, which might mean, and I think that's what this means, is that that's ending a cycle of having snakes involved, right? Maybe having negative influences around, or people, or, drama, or like negative outcomes, right? That's lifting us above. Now we're on a different level, right? We're above the snakes. We're above the danger. We're above the negativity. And now we get to really create through wisdom, create this thing, whatever this may be. If this is your own practice, like I said, if this is your own family, or if this is something that, you know, you really truly care about, I think it's now ready to be created, because it's being created from this really smart, very wise, very secure place. And it's like, now you're ready to do this from the place where it deserves to be created from. Okay. So yeah, we have the Three of Swords, right? Six of Swords, and the Three of Swords. So us rising above the harm, the hurt, the past, the betrayals, right? The hurts. Yes, Five of Cups. Exactly. And look, we have the World in the middle. It's like, it's really the end of negativity or disappointment or sadness, right? It's time for us to create in a more loving and whole way, right? In a more cohesive way, where everyone's involved, where everyone's doing their part, where it feels balanced, right? Just right. That's what this reminds me of, like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, where it's not too hot, it's not too cold. It's just right, right? So something's aligned to be created, and we're finishing up karma of the past, of negativity or of sadness, or something that's been on our hearts, right? On our path for a while. We're being lifted above it. All right, let's continue here. Yeah, so we have the Hermit. Ace of Wands. Eight of Swords. And Strength. Yeah, see how she's like wearing the lions? You know, it's like, it's part of her now, right? The strength is part of her now. Look, before, there were blockades on the door. We were scared. There were things blocking our way forward. There were things blocking this from being created or being built, or, you know, working with these people or being connected in this way. Either if it's with people or just like trying to build this thing in the physical for ourselves, right? So there were blockades, right? Within our energy, within our minds, within our hearts, that was not allowing this door to be open. It was not allowing a way forward. But you have, right, with the Hermit and Strength, you have really looked within yourself and overcome these fears, overcome these blockades, cleared this from your energy. Okay, I'm also seeing like there's the castle. So this could be like, you know, building a home or building a place of your own, building something of your own here. And it's like she wears the lion. She's not fighting the lion. She's not overcome by the lion. She is the lion. She realizes that she is that, right? It is part of her, that nothing can stop her or stand in her way, right? She's very balanced within. And now with the Ace of Wands, there's this like moment of inspiration, of opening, of creation, right? Coming from within. So there's this opening here through this time of self-knowledge and self-healing and being with yourself and healing from these things. Okay, so you've now created this opening for this to complete and for this to now come into your world, be created because of the wisdom that you have learned. It is rising you above the snakes or the harm, right? That could have hurt this, right? We didn't want that, so we had to spiritually overcome it, right? We had to clear it from our energy. And so we have the Raven seeing through illusions, exactly. Energy awareness, alchemical gifts, powerful transmuter, fearless, right? Fearless with strength. The seer, truth seeker, the very spiritual one. And Uranus, the Fool, light of illumination, a shaky rebirth, sudden and unpredictable changes, upheaval, rebellion, breakthroughs, awakening, liberation, eccentricity, raw genius. So Beautiful. In May, there's something big about you breaking through something of the past, seeing through an illusion that nothing's actually in your way, right? We're overcoming these mental limitations, right? That were just merely there from past learnings, right? Our past things that happened that was making maybe us color what we thought was possible or the route there. Okay, so we're seeing through those illusions in May. We're becoming fearless. We're not letting anything stop us. We're not letting our thoughts stop us or come in the way or be a deterrent through energy, right? Of like, I don't have what it takes. I don't have the money it takes. When, how, the doubt, it's like trusting I can do what I can, right? I have the power to at least put this kind of effort in, or I don't have the power right now, and that's okay. It will come when it needs to come. So being in that trust, talking yourself through things, right, in a very empowered way, which gives you, right, this inspiration, helps you see the way forward, right, where it's like, okay, I'm in a more calm, wise place within. I'm creating from wisdom. I'm not creating from lack or scarcity or fear or hurt or disappointment or fear of it not working out, right? And so with this shaky rebirth, it's like you're having this with the Fool. There's an opening here, right? A breakthrough. There's a huge change, and maybe it's sudden and unpredictable. Maybe all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I have what I need, or it's being created, or the door is being opened, and I'm actually able to walk through, right, with the world. It's like a way is being made for me here in May. And yeah, you have the fairy stone, good fortune. I am open to receive all the goodness the universe has to offer me at all times and in all ways. So there is some good fortune heading your way in May that's going to allow this to open up to you and allow a way forward to be made. Okay, good fortune is heading your way in May. You have cleared something. You have saw through something. And then, yeah, Malachite, healing. I am a healing machine, manifesting miracles. That's it. That's your mantra. I am a healing machine. You have healed the past. You have healed the limiting beliefs, right? And you are manifesting miracles. You are manifesting something unbelievable for yourself, right? Everyone's going to be like, how did you do this? How were you able to do this, right? This good fortune entering your life. It's like all this stuff is going to be cleared. And it's like, wow, it's just right. Right? Things are working out. Things are being manifested. And it's like, I get it now. I understand how to move forward. I understand how to rise above the fear and the limitation that plagued me. It plagued so many people, right? And this is how it can move forward in a real, grounded, beautiful way. So amazing. Okay, so that is our May. Love it. Okay, so let's clear these, and we will take a look at June. Or the last month in this 3-month kind of overview here. Okay, we're just going to take one of these cards. Interesting. All right, what else are we going to get? Okay. From that, where else are we going to go? Okay. that one. Are we going to take more? Yes. Okay. All right, one more deck here. Okay, great. Let's start here. Okay. Wow. I can see why I feel like one's enough, right? You have the Sun card. So beautiful. I love that June's like the start of summer. It's like the sun. You're just feeling so good, so blessed, exactly where you need to be, so present, right? So this good fortune's really, really settling in for you in June, where you're feeling super blessed, super happy. Yeah, like, wow. It's like the sun is shining right to you, right out of you. It's like you're beaming. I think things are really working out in a beautiful way, and you're like, I am here for it. Like, thank God. Like, it is about time. I'm super thankful. Okay. So we have facade. A lot of yellow. We have rejection. And we have perception. Okay, I kind of want to get more before I speak on this. So we have Moonstone with cycles. It says, I am in the divine flow of my soul's rhythm and life cycles. And we have Fire Agate, creativity. I allow the creativity of my soul to shine through into my world. So there's this like powerful creativity coming through here. Yeah, I love that. We're in the divine flow in June, like divine flow of life's rhythms. Like I'm just so in flow, letting my creativity shine through me, right? We saw that light shining through. Look at your inner child leading you, like leading the way, really letting your inner child pull you toward. And so it's like our perception is changing, right? I love how we have creativity and he's like got his paintbrushes here. And in this depiction, he's kind of letting these voices of doubt or rejection, they're present. And so he's almost looking at his work through this lens of rejection. But it's almost like we're healing this cycle, right? We're healing our perception of ourselves or our lives or like what we have to offer, maybe around this thing that we're creating. There's something about our perception that is changing to more gratitude, to more light, right? To more reality of the beauty, of the creativity, of the blessings, instead of letting the past or the rejection or the voices of doubt color that perception. Okay, it's like we're living now. We're grateful now. We're here and now, and we're living and we're creating, from this beautiful place. Okay. So, wow, look at that. King of Wands, the Sun, King of Wands, creativity. I mean, you are glowing. You are in your mastery. You're really, wow, channeling that divine light, right? You are really in your leadership, you're really taking charge, feeling the power, feeling powerful, feeling creative. Feeling it, right? You're feeling the power of Source behind you, and just guiding you and really, feeling good in what you're doing and who you are and feeling masterful here. Queen of Cups, wow, feeling super, super loved and love for yourself and love for what it is you do creatively. trusting. I love that we have the Moonstone, Queen of Cups. It's like trusting exactly where you are, right? Exactly doing what you're meant to be doing in this cycle of your life. And yeah, having confidence in that, confidence in yourself. Wow, look at that. You have the World again. So you have the World in May and in June. So there are huge accomplishments coming for you in May and June, like big time, where things have completed, where life is not going to be that difficult anymore, right? Or I'm not going to be going through these old stories or these past things. Like this cycle, right? These old cycles are done. They're finished in my life. And that's making you feel super connected, right? Super connected to love, to spirit, to nature, and also to your own creativity and to source itself, right? And that energy, that fire, that passion, your creative flow. It's like you're really in tune with it. So your perceptions really changing around your world and around maybe possibility, miracles, right? Around hope and blessings. It's like, wow, look at all these blessings happening. Look at all this good fortune. Like it's really making your world feel that much more blessed and colorful and beautiful. Okay, so yes, partnerships and alliances. We saw that in May as well. We've seen that almost every single month. So there's a big emphasis on who you're around. People want to help you. Maybe someone specific is helping you out and is really supporting you with something, and you're really feeling that support, you're really feeling that love, and it's making all the difference, right? Like, wow, these partnerships, these friendships, this person has been such a huge guide or a huge help. I just feel like we're on such a good path or got such a good page together, working together really well in our both our divine selves, right? Maybe divine masculine, divine feminine, in that together. It's just like you're really feeling the support of the universe and those around you. And then we have the Eight of Cups, emotional withdrawal. We have death with transformation. We have the Three of Cups, rejoice in celebration. And we have the Seven of Wands, stand your ground. So again, we have this card, right, of friendships, good friends, people, support, creation, right? I think you're going to be celebrating something after not giving up upon your dream or upon the vision, right, that you saw for yourself, even when there was tons of voices within you saying, it's not going to work. There's no way that you could do this. There's no way you could accomplish this. There's no way that you could create this life, or create this business, or create this passion, right? You had to change your perception, right? You had to stick with something. You had to leave those voices of doubt, right? Those old ways behind, and you did, and you transformed. And so this month in June is all about the end, the total completion of that transformation with the world, and a celebration, an elation that you stuck to your guns, that you stuck with it, that you worked so hard, you were so passionate, you let that passion guide you forward. And so things are really going to come out of that really hardness of like, oh man, this unknown, these cycles of transformation and not really knowing where I am with this, and into total sun, right? Into total light and answers and blessings, where I'm like, I am exactly where I need to be with who I need to be doing it with. These people around me are incredible. They're so helpful. They're so knowledgeable. They're my people. They're my friends. They're my, coworkers, whatever it might be. And I really stuck with it on something, and I'm so glad that I did. Right? You're going to really be feeling that knowing within yourself. And that's really shining through you, right? It's going to be shining on you, but it's also shining through you. And yeah, you're really going to be creating and building amazing things in June. It's like so much brimming with potential, so much being created in your life, and you really feeling that hope for what's to come. And what you're currently doing, it's like, it feels so much better, it feels so much more aligned. It's just like the transformation's complete, in a way, and we're just rejoicing, we're just celebrating. It just feels so, so, so good. So this was your reading, pile number 1 for the next 3 months. Beautiful. I hope this gave you something that you needed to hear, something that resonated with you. It just looks amazing. Like, I can't say enough. The next 3 months are just, yeah, beautiful. So thank you so much for coming to your reading today. Please let me know if this reading resonated by leaving a comment, giving a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for all your support. It means the world to me. It really helps me make these videos. And yeah, if you'd like to know anything more about your own situation, you can book a personal reading with me down in the description box. Otherwise, I will see you in the next reading, pile number 1. All of my love. Peace. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is all about your next 3 months. Okay, so this is a timeless reading. So whenever you find this reading, it's going to be the next 3 months coming up for you. When you find it, if you are here as I'm putting this reading out, it is March of 2026. We're kind of before the midway mark, but the intention that I have for this is kind of to not do March. I've already looked into it. So we're going to do April, May, and June. Okay, so kind of spring going into summer and what these next 3 months have in store for us. We're going to look at each month individually and kind of get an overview. All right. So your stone is the green fluorite. Your numbers are 10, 6, 1, and 3. And we're going to start with the Osho deck for you guys. Oops. Okay. So April, or this next month. Okay, so we have the 7 of Swords that flipped out with politics right off the bat. Are we going to take more from this deck? No, we're just going to take that one. I'll grab some more decks that we're going to use to support this message. Okay, so something could be being revealed to you. Maybe someone in or around something, right, is being not quite true, right? There's a bit of a false mask here, a bit of a snake energy. Sorry, too many flipped over there. So something could be getting exposed in our lives as being not quite who they seem to be or what they seem to be. Okay. So I'm just going to pull a couple more. Yeah, someone could be playing some kind of games, like with politics. It's like they're just maybe trying to please everybody. Yeah, not being genuine. Let's see. April. Okay, let's see what we got so far. And if we need to grab more, we will. Okay, so we have the 6 of Pentacles. This is really good. Material and spiritual prosperity. So things could be going really well for you, and that might, it's like the snakes come out. So you might have to be careful around who you're telling what to or who's around you. Like this could be a card of like jealousy, envy, deceit, right? Because things are really starting to maybe look up for you, come into a real beautiful balance within your spiritual life and your material life, and you're kind of coming on top. And so we just have to be a little aware of the characters that come out and the intentions of people around us. So we have the third eye chakra. And we have the 5 of Cups, emotional loss. Okay, we're going to get some more cards and kind of get a fuller picture here. Yeah, this thing or this person coming out with not great intentions, it could uncover something and be a little bit disappointing, right? It could be a little bit disappointing for us and hurtful, right? And just, oh man, I really thought a lot of them, or this was really hard to uncover, right? And so, but it's interesting. We have 5, 6, 2 6s, and 7, right? So it's like something's meant to be seen. It's almost like you're aligning with a higher vision, right? Your third eye chakra. Something is coming through the higher chakras, right? Through your vision and grounding onto the earth, material and spiritual prosperity. So sorry about that. I went to itch my face with the wrong hand. So something, it's like there's equanimity, there's harmony, there's balance within the other realms, within something we're seeing and being created, grounding here in April for us, which is creating a lot of success. But it's also like weeding out something in our lives that unfortunately is not meant to come with us, right? And so, yes, that can be, it's like a loss, right? An emotional loss. It's like, oh man, you see someone's true colors, and that's not always easy to uncover. But this is what is meant to happen here. Okay. And so we have Temperance. We have the 10 of Swords. And we have the High Priestess. Yeah, so it's like something's coming in and grounding. And this is all about our higher healing, right? This is all about things being healed and alchemized. And in a difficult cycle in our lives actually coming to an end, coming to a close here, right? So this is about some kind of negative karma ending in our lives, something that wasn't benefiting us, whether that be a relationship or a situation, wasn't giving back, okay? And so Temperance is here as like a blessing to this ending. This is a blessing, right? It might not feel like that right away, but I really do feel that, first of all, you're going to be getting a lot of spiritual downloads this month in April. Okay, you're going to be kind of seeing the kind of higher wisdom to what's happening. I think you're going to understand it on a deeply intuitive level. It doesn't mean that it's not going to hurt, right? It doesn't mean that it's not going to be difficult to have it happen or to witness, right? To witness that. But I think you understand that this is ultimately for the good, right? This is ultimately to bring equality, balance, equanimity into my life, right? Within my relationships or within my finances, right? In my career space, if something's been unfair, if someone's been like, undercutting you, undermining you, this is about bringing you back into balance and bringing things into fairness, right? Bringing the energy back into balance where you're getting what you deserve, right? You're getting your fair share out of something because something's been a little bit, almost like draining and sucking, and it's not been good. Okay. Yeah, so we have the Tower. And we have the Queen of Swords. So this is like something happens, right? Something occurs that is almost like a sudden shift or a sudden change, or it's like happens out of the blue, or something just comes to like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that from them. Maybe there's something you felt, right, intuitively. Spirit's trying to like nudge, like maybe this isn't the best thing for us, the best person to be around. But it all, like something big happens that allows you to see with divine clarity. Like there's no more hiding this, right? There's no more hiding this energy, this sneakiness. It's fully out there for you in April to see in the light of day, right? There's no more like guessing or like, I don't know, this is kind of weird. I do kind of feel strange about it. It's like, no, it's there in your face and there's no denying it anymore. And so now you can make clear, concise action and forward movement of like, okay, I'm glad, I'm grateful that I saw that it came through in such a clear way. Now I can make, my decisions, my strategies forward, and I don't have to feel bad about it anymore. I don't have to feel stuck here anymore, or guilt or shame or obligation. Now at least my path forward is now made clear. Right? So now there's a deeper commitment to your own vision, to your own intuition. Yes, it's not the easiest to be revealed, but it makes things super easy for you to move forward upon your path, or at least you're like, okay, now I know, and now I know the moves to make, right? So there's no hiding. There's no more hiding this anymore. It's just there in your face, blatant, and you're like, okay, cool. Now I can work with that. Okay, so let's get just one, yeah, that's it. So you have the Ten of Swords again. So there's something coming to an end here in April, a big ending, right? But this is about your rebirth. This is about things of the past, of the old, that just don't match your energy anymore, okay, are being shed. So anything that is not matching this reciprocal balance, harmony, healing, patience, all of this beautiful, divine love, inner child, healing energy is being shed, okay? And so it's time for our rebirth. It's time to move forward in a new way. Okay, so I just saw 11:11 on the timer too. So there's something very aligned about this. And whatever's leaving your life is meant to, right? It's not meant to stand. It's not a solid foundation. Okay, and so that's going to be divinely clear to you. And you're like, okay, good. You know what? I'm grateful, right? Okay, so let's move forward to May. May. Or into the next month. Okay. I thought that was a hair, but it's not. Okay. For May, please. That one. No. Are we taking more or just that one? Okay, we're just taking that one. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. So we have the Five of Pentacles, the outsider. We have the Six of Wands, beautiful. So I love that Spirit, like with your main deck, they're kind of showing some difficult energy, right? Where there has been things that you've been struggling with, right? the Seven of Swords, like the politics, the fakeness, the deceit, right? And with the Five of Pentacles, it's like some kind of lack, right? Feeling on the outside of something that maybe you desire to have. But then all of our surrounding cards, there's like things healing about this, right? So Six of Wands, really overcoming the challenge, overcoming the difficulty, receiving the success, right? Receiving our victory. So there's something, again, we're overcoming in May. So there's a lot of shedding happening in April, right? A lot of things being revealed to us about our path that is hindering us, that is not meant to stay. And then in May, we could be feeling a little bit vulnerable because of this shedding, right? And it's like, okay, well, now what, right? What happens now? And you are overcoming, right? This is a month about success and about us gaining success and victory over some feeling of lack, maybe financial lack, lack of good relationships, lack of something here. Okay. And there we go, Eight of Pentacles. So really being able to focus and ground and build something here. So gaining monetarily, right? There's a big focus around our finances in May, around building something, us moving towards victory and having a victory. Yeah, it really starting to progress, gain. Okay. Beautiful. So there we go. We have the Star. Yes. Yes. Healing. Okay. Healing around a dream. Healing around a wish. No longer feeling on the outside, right? Or hidden away from, or just, so far from our dream. We are actually grounding in, working on our dream and aligning with that and having our victories, right? Really feeling truly that we are gaining, right? And having maybe some kind of notoriety around what it is we do, right? Being recognized, being seen, shining in some way, like no longer feeling like, oh, I'm just a bystander of my own life, or not being able to truly fulfill this wish that I have. It's like you are focusing on that. You're focusing on the dream because you no longer have these like sneaky energies, right? Whatever's being shed is about your rebirth. And it's about you aligning with something deeper here, with aligning with this mastery, right? This destiny, this work, this fulfillment, this success that you're meant to have. Yes, Four of Wands, beautiful. So Four of Wands talks about, stability within a home, right? Feeling at home in a community around people, right? So you could be getting... connecting with new people, new online community, online groups, friends, right? Having a big win here in May where you're like, wow, these are my people, or things are really grounding beautifully, where you're feeling that support, that love around you, right? And it's just like that evidence that, wow, things are moving in a really beautiful way for me. Eight of Cups. Page of Wands, new projects. You see that? New projects. He's got a lot of stuff going on. So a lot of new things happening. We have the King of Cups. And Temperance. Yeah, I'm getting like he's got a phone alert message here. And there's like, I feel like there's a lot you're focusing on building, right? There's either like a new project, right, that comes in and you're like, okay, this is something I really want to focus on. This is something I really want to build. This feels good. This feels right. And you just start building, right? You get the notifications. Maybe something big comes through. Whether that is, some big collab, some big project, something hitting, something moving on or hitting off, right? Is the King of Cups. Like, it's really making me feel this like luxurious energy of like really feeling you're in your element, right? He's in the water, he's in his element. He's doing his thing. It's like you really overcome something with Temperance. It's like healing. And it almost looks like she's receiving a gift. Like, it feels like things are just being healed. Like, your patience has really paid off. And like things about yourself, maybe your confidence, is being healed, right? And so that's bringing in opportunities, community, friendships, friend groups, new projects, right? We're totally overcoming so much that we felt we lacked in our lives, and we're completely aligning with a wish, a dream here in May. It's like things are really grounding, things are really growing in a positive direction, or it's like we can't ignore it anymore. It's like, yeah, we have to work. Sorry, I have to go. I have to do this. Like, in a really positive way. It's like we have really good people around us, but we're no longer putting our own maybe desires or our mastery aside, where it's like we really get to focus on these things now, and Spirit's giving us those opportunities and that success to really focus on what it is we want to grow, right? Focus on something new that we want to build, right? And really getting that feedback, positive feedback, to continue growing, to continue evolving this, and just feeling, wow, this is my thing. This is my element. I'm feeling good doing this. I could do this forever. Like, this feels just so aligned with me. So yeah, amazing. So you're really coming into your own, right? You're no longer feeling like you're maybe taking a back seat, or that you're out of touch or out of alignment with your thing, or what feels right to you, or what feels good to you. You really feel like you're in it, you're doing it, and it feels right. Okay, so that is your May. Let's take a look at June, or the last month of this 3-month spread. Okay, so something fell out. Are we going to take that? We're going to take more. We are going to take more. Okay. Yeah, it's like April's about shedding, right? Things being revealed, having to let go. May is about actually gaining traction with something, right? Overcoming some kind of lack, leaving that in the past, really getting ahead of something and aligning with something deeper on our hearts, and feeling that alignment with our thing, right? Feeling like, oh man, yes, this is it. And so I really feel like June is just almost a smoothing out, or balancing out, or coming even deeper into alignment with this thing. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, one more. Okay. Let's take a look. So you have the Hermit with aloneness. Yeah. Again, each card has been like, each first card, like it's like you've maybe been really going through a challenging time, right? Energetically on your own, perhaps, like dealing with a lot of lack, a lot of like, yeah, sneakiness, bad energy, right? We have the Two of Swords with schizophrenia. We have the Eight of Swords with guilt. And the Seven of Cups with projections. Okay, I'm going to take these. So we have the Four of Cups, discontent and boredom. Yeah, there's a bit of challenging energy here in June. Third eye chakra. We have the Hangman with sacrifice. But look at that. We have the Star with hope. Yeah, so we might be having to deal in June with a little bit of self-searching, self-seeking, having to overcome some kind of mental limitations, maybe around what's possible, around, you know, not feeling guilty or obligated in certain ways, right? Not projecting our past or our boredom, our discontentment onto other people or onto maybe our work or onto our vision, right, from the past. So there's something that we have to kind of look at and heal so that we don't affect our projections of the past, right, of things that are still in our energy, creating confusion. We need to clear those things to allow for our vision to be one of clarity, right? The Star with hope, right? Light. There's something about your energy being cleansed, right? So we might experience a little bit of solitude in June, right? Of like, I don't know which way to go. I don't know where to take this. I'm feeling a little bit hung up or hung in the middle, or like not a lot is moving or progressing. It's like May, there was a lot of good that was coming through something, a lot of purpose, a lot of feeling grounded. And then, you know, naturally, this happens a lot. It's like when we're seeking or when we're on this new path, we have these kind of old energies that come through or things that we have to look at and deal with to cleanse, right? That can affect our energy, right? Both the Star, there's hope and there's healing. And we uncover that and the light kind of melts this away, right? We're able to see the way forward, right? We're able to see through the confusion, through the cloudedness, right? And see a new perspective. So let's keep going. So yeah, trickery. There's something tricking our minds, tricking our perception, tricking our thoughts. Maybe comparison, okay, creation. That's, yeah, maybe around our creation. Maybe it's like things slow down and then we're like, well, what's going on? Like, why isn't this moving ahead like it was? Like I was making such good progress and now things feel like they're at a standstill or at a halt. But it's only so that we can look at how am I projecting maybe my fear of failure or what has happened onto what is, right? Even if this is relationships, right? Maybe you've been alone for so long, or you've been on this one path for so long, and then someone else comes in, or success comes in, whatever it might be, and we get scared, right? The limiting thoughts come in to trick us into saying, oh, well, this is just another failure, or this is just another one of them. This is just, you know, another thing. And so we really have to take a look at how our mind is tricking our hearts, right? In comparison, comparing them to someone else or our past to this situation, or their success to ours, you know, why this kind of shift or halt, right? But this is all to cleanse the dream, right? This is all to cleanse our energy so that we truly can have the success in this creation in its purest form, right? In its highest form. So we can create our vision with the light instead of these things that are still kind of leaking around our energy that need to be looked at, that need to be healed from. Okay. Yeah, the Empress. So this could be around self-worth. This could be around self-worth of you deserve, right, to have this. This is yours, and this is your own true, unique expression, right? You are deserving of your own love. You're deserving of love itself, right? And just knowing that, maybe treating yourself to self-care, focusing on your needs, right? Knight of Cups and the Magician. Yeah, this could be about us really having to self-reflect around and come into our power, right? Come into our divine power, our self-love and that feminine, that deserving energy, that inner abundance, and also having the power to stay true to our vision and keep going and power through and use what we have in order to create something, right? Yeah, if this is, I could see this being love for someone, but this is about, yeah, self-reflection, staying empowered and not falling into the traps of the past or projecting fears out onto what is now happening, making sure we care for ourselves in a beautiful way, in a self-care type of way, so that these projections don't affect negatively what we're wanting to create, right, in our lives. Four of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. And the Chariot. Amazing, amazing energy. So Spirit's here to say, like, you know, don't be afraid of this month, because this is all here. It's going to be, yes, it's there to be reflected upon, right? For you to look at. It needs to be looked at. It needs to be healed, right? To be cleared. But June is also a month about being freed of this energy. So yes, it's there in the month, but we're also here to be freed of it and to move on from it. And so the Four of Wands can talk about a celebration, right? A coming together, a commitment, right? And feeling that safety of commitment. So we could be coming to an even closer commitment within something, right? Because we committed through something difficult. If this is a relationship or this is a creation you're trying to do, we have to get through those hard times, especially in the beginning, right? To further commit to it. It's like, make it or break it, right? Is this going to turn you away, or is this going to further you along this path towards, right, growth? So this is about something new, a seed being created, being planted, a blessing, right? Through a show of commitment toward our path, and ultimately movement in an even more successful and an even more balanced way forward toward our goal, right? Toward our creation, toward our dream. Right? There is hope, even though we might encounter something difficult. Okay, this is to further commit us forward to an even more solid foundational position and a blessing of a new start that takes us forward, that moves us along out of this energy and into hope, into love, into the light, right? Into feeling more healed, more whole, more hopeful, right? Aligned further into a destiny here. Okay, so pile number 2, that was your reading for the next 3 months. I hope this is helpful for you. You know, I know you have a lot of shedding that's going on, but you're also aligning in a beautiful way, right? In a way that's going to take you towards something amazing in your life and within your own energy. So there's a lot being cleansed, but there's also a lot being gained here for you. And that's beautiful. And I really hope that this reading supported you in some kind of way. And yeah, please let me know in the comments if it did. Also, let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And if you'd like to know more about your own situation, you can book a personal reading with me down in the description box. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. All of my love, pile 2. Peace. Hello, hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading today. This is going to be your next 3 months. Okay, we're going to take a look at each month individually and the overview of the month and kind of what it's going to bring for you. Now, this is a timeless reading. Okay, so whenever you show up to this reading, it's going to be the next 3 months for you. If you're here currently while I'm actually putting this out, we're looking at April, May, and June. Okay, so it's currently March when I'm doing this reading. But since we've already done a reading looking at March, I'm just going to do the next 3 months from that, which is April, May, and June. Okay. So let's get right into it and see what these months are bringing for you. It's kind of like, this spring building into summer energy and just seeing kind of what will be focused upon in these next 3 months. So you guys have the tiger's eye. Your numbers here are 12, 7, 9, and 8. Okay, and this deck, which is the Forest Imprint Tarot, is the one we're going to be starting with. We're going to grab some other decks as well. Okay. So are we going to get more? I think we are going to grab another card. Just so you know, this is the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, so just those 2 for now. I'm going to see what this one is, and then I'll pull more. So death. Okay, so very cool. Something transforming in April, around something that we're feeling a little bit insecure around or lackful in, right? There's a transformation of some kind of physical situation in our world that make us feel a little bit maybe lackful or unsafe, physically. Maybe something's felt limited in its growth, right? So something around that is transforming here in April. Okay, we're going to get more. Just that one. Yeah, so this could be finances, this could be growth in a career, in business, this could be something around relationship, feeling a little bit isolated or alone. So we're going to take further look here. Last deck, and then we'll begin. Little hair. I think that's my husband's hair. It was silver. I don't know how his hair got in there. Okay. Okay. That's where we're going to start. Okay, beautiful. So right at the bat, you have the star with hope. Okay, so there's healing, there's hope around something that you feel lackful in, right? So something's not been coming through, something's not been happening in this area of your life, which is transforming. And the star is aligning you to hope, to faith, to a dream, a wish, okay? Light coming through. Let's continue here. So we have bittersweet. We have rejection. Put this over here. We have isolation. So yeah, we may have been feeling a little bit alone, maybe rejected. Okay. We have Lyra, the badass soul, divine power, ancient, wise, gifted, lost home, cosmic war, cats, birds, strong, resilient, no bullshit, spiritual, mature, natural leader, and Yang. We have third house, communication, master your mind, communication, mind, thoughts, ideas, perception, writing, speaking, social media, siblings, neighbors, short trips. And we have the sword with cutting the cord, unhealthy attachment, outdated energy, endings, taking power back, love that, courage, releasing someone's influence, and freedom. So we are cutting something out. Maybe this is like negative thinking, focusing on the lack, focusing on rejection, isolation, right? It's changing our mind about something and coming to a place of hope, of healing, of seeing the light, of seeing the way forward, right? This is about, I love that we have a birthday and we have death. There's something about us transforming, us maturing, right? And we have spiritually mature. We're releasing an outdated attachment. We're taking our power back in April, okay? We're seeing the way forward. We're saying no more to these doubts, to these bad habits, to this negative attitude, right? And we're doing something about it, right? We're taking charge. We're like, no, I'm gonna have hope, right? I'm gonna keep the light. I'm gonna move forward with this. I'm gonna walk away from this part of myself or this old way of doing, thinking, believing. Okay, and you're taking charge. You're stepping into your divine power, cutting the cords of the old, right? Look at that, High Priestess. Look at you looking at yourself in the mirror. Like, look at that powerful beach, right? Like, look at look at that. Like, yes, I see you. Okay, you are amazing. It's like powerful affirmations, right? Powerful words. Empowering yourself, like really seeing yourself with the light. Look at the light bulb going on. I just feel like it's like, oh, like, why am I doing this to myself? Or why am I putting myself in these, in these beliefs of lack? I'm cutting the cords of that and I'm taking my power back and I'm taking charge of my thoughts, of my words, about me, about the situation, right? And I'm healing and I'm hopeful. Yeah. You're really like seeing your own power, seeing your own truth, your own spirituality, your divine power within yourself. And you're aligning to that. You're letting it come out of you. You're like, yes, this is what I'm holding on to. And anything that isn't, I'm powerful, this is my truth, right? I can do anything, is getting cut. Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, starting to make the moves forward to further empowering ourselves, maybe towards something that we want to create, learning something new. He's reading books, right? Taking certain new actions towards, a fulfillment or a wish or a dream or, new hobbies, new alignments that feel right? Learning about new things, empowering ourselves in that way. Like, I'm not sitting down anymore. I'm not just maybe feeling victimized or feeling sorry for myself. It's like I'm transforming the situation. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles. Okay, coming into blessings. It's like helping myself, and then you're going to see you help yourself, and then the universe helps you, right? You're going to see how much the universe supports and guides and leads the way forward. So you're going to be receiving a lot more support financially, within help, within guidance, all right, all types of things, especially in the finance area, because you're helping yourself, because you're taking charge of your path, and you're shifting the thoughts, shifting the beliefs, shifting these more negative focus onto I can do it, onto hope, onto it's possible, right? Onto change. And then we have the 8 of Cups. So yeah, I really feel like It's funny because this is like touching isolation and rejection. And maybe for some, this is not going to be for everyone, but maybe you've experienced some kind of rejection recently, or, have gone through some kind of rejection or disappointment from someone. And that left you feeling a little bit isolated and lonely, but that is here to transform you, and you're going to find that power back. You're going to find your power again in April, right? And so anyone, in coming to that understanding that anyone who walks away was never meant to be in my life, right? Didn't deserve to be in my life. So you're cutting the cords of anyone who has walked out, who didn't deserve you, who didn't deserve to be in your presence, who left you, wanting more, feeling insecure, feeling abandoned, and you're finding your divine power within yourself, that divine love, and you're making those moves to empower yourself, and that's going to help further empower you. Okay. And so, I also feel like there's this feeling of like not caring anyone who walks away. It's like, good, right? Good. I don't need it. I'm good on my own. I'm finding myself again. I'm finding my power again. So I just want to get one last message here. I just want to confirm this 8 of Cups, or get just one last message on this. 5 of Swords. I feel like maybe someone's coming through as someone who wasn't good for us, right? But look at that. We're like cutting something out, cutting someone off. And this could be, a belief that we're walking away from, a state of mind that we're cutting away from ourselves, right? And replacing it with a state of, I am always looked after. I always receive everything I need. So something's being cut out here in April. We're overcoming something. Temperance. We're healing from something. Something's coming into balance, into alchemization. And the 2 of Cups at the bottom to bring us into people, places, and things that are truly meant for us. So anything that's being cut out and anything that was cut out was never meant to stay, right? And it's only here to heal us and to bring us into the connections that are meant for us. Okay. So there could even be someone coming through that is truly meant for you, but I think you have to find that power, that divine power within yourself first, and drive yourself forward and overcome, right, these feelings of maybe isolation or rejection. And this is here for you, right? This is coming to meet you. There's something better for you on the other end of this. Okay. So let's move on to May, or the next month. There could have been some kind of loss, but this is about you finding yourself through that again, finding that power back. Okay, so we have the Hangman. Okay, and I think that's the only card we're going to take from this deck. Okay, so since these flipped over, we'll just take them right away. So we have the 5 of Swords. It came out again with comparison, and the 3 of Wands with experiencing. I think we're going to take more. Okay. I think it's almost like May, there's a little bit of downtime, right? A little bit of pause so that we can almost shift our perspective to comparing ourselves, comparing our path to a more presence with what is and enjoying our experience and a gratitude of that experience, right? Because it's like there's something about, it's all in our perception, right? Our perception has to shift from looking outward for happiness or comparing our path and ourselves to other people's or other people's success or, you know, their image or whatever it might be, to coming into, this is my experience, it is mine, it is unique, it is for me and me alone, and it is, you know, it is divinely guided for me. So there's a shift here about coming into gratitude of ourselves and our own path and our own energy and loving it, right? Our own divine power. Okay, we're going to take those. And one more deck, and then we'll begin. Oops. There's too many. Okay. Let's start with these. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands with sharing. So coming back into our confidence, coming back into our power, having a glow up, right? Being confident, no more comparison, right? Truly coming into our own experience and the love of who we are, the love of what we provide, our own energy, and like really being open to sharing that, really coming in back into our fire, our confidence. And then we have the Four of Wands with participation. Beautiful. So I really feel like this is coming to participate back into our own path, our own light. But I think you're going to be coming into a community or people, places, and things that really help you do that, help you find your own uniqueness, right? Or just the gratitude for your own uniqueness, because they each have their own beautiful color here, right? They're not trying to compare colors, compare paths. It's like each plays their own role and are happy with it and are proud of it and are shining that. And it's like they each have a very unique role to play, right? And a unique gift to bring to the table. And they're not trying to be the other one, right? Because they each bring something of value. So it's really understanding your divine value in your experience and loving your unique experience and what you experience has to offer you, but what you have to offer that experience as well, right? Your divine gifts and sharing those gifts, not comparing yourself or comparing your path. So we have the Six of Pentacles, material and spiritual prosperity. Amazing. So things really start to come into balance in May, right? Your spiritual world and your material world, right? Start to come into balance. Things start working out. Things start coming into harmony. You're getting the signs, the help that you need to further you along. Look at that. We have the Four of Pentacles, firm foundation, right? Again, with the four, we have two fours here. You know, things grounding, things feeling more safe, more secure, building in the physical, building in our spiritual strength, which is helping us build in the physical as well, right? Helping us shift our experience to something a lot more prosperous, right? Things start coming in for us and it's like, oh, wow, this spiritual shift or this confidence shift, right? Of me focusing on my energy, what I can create, my own experience is really helping my finances and my foundations really ground in, solidify. And look at that. Love begins, right? Coming into new love, newfound love for ourselves and our path, but also new love in connection. Maybe someone special coming in, right? Or people coming in, right? There's two hands pouring the bowl here. It's like coming within people. And we also saw the Two of Cups in the last one. People, places, and things that truly are meant for us, where true love can begin. So May is something kicking off new in the love department or in the friendship department, because of this self-love you've been able to find within, right? You're really connecting to that. So the Six of Cups, memories of love. Yes, we're releasing things from the past that are no longer beneficial, right? We're cutting things out that do not help us along. It's time to let these attachments go, or these old cycles go. Yes, and rejoice in celebration, right? Celebrating with friends, coming into real, true, honest friendships, or a new community, or just, maybe something new pops off in your life and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta celebrate with my friends. It's like things are really coming on the other side of something because of the shift of perspective that you were able to make, because of the new focus that you've been able to make. It's really helping something beautiful and new begin in your life, where true love is beginning, where spiritual and material prosperity is beginning for you. Like, you're coming into your confidence, into yourself, into your own vibes, and it's really working for you in your favor. Okay, it's really building foundations for you. Amazing. Look at that. Individuality. Look at you shining. Like, look at this Queen of Wands energy, glowing. You knowing yourself, you loving your own experience, right? You vibing with your own unique energy. This, you don't compare. No, because you have your own unique color, your own unique path, right? Your love to give, your own passions, right? Your own gifts to give. And you're just feeling yourself in May on a different level that you have not reached yet, right? You're in love with yourself, you're in love with life, and that is shining, that is glowing off of you, and it's bringing in amazing experiences towards you, right? It's pulling in new experiences, and we're letting go of the past, no more. Okay, so we have the Mistress of Tarot, which is the High Priestess. Okay, so control, submission, feminine power. Give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. So there is just so much connection to your feminine power here, whether you're man or woman, doesn't matter. But it's like this really tapping into this receptive energy, right? Trusting your guidance, trusting your wisdom, feeling yourself glowing from the inside out. Like, your confidence is off the hook, and that is pulling in amazing experiences for you, right? Brand new experiences that you love because you're connecting with a deeper part of your own self-love, your own truth. Okay, we gotta cover this little guy up. Hold on. Okay, so we have the Prince of Skates, indecision, too many options, imbalanced pleasure. We have Page of Birds, thoughtfulness, planning, melancholy, and pause. We also have that Hangman, so that's kind of giving me a reflection of that. And then we have the Illumination, which is the Hermit, revelation, knowledge, light and darkness. Yeah. It's funny because these cards, as soon as I pulled these out, I was like, these are like so dark compared to the lightness of the other cards. And then we had light and darkness. So yeah, it's almost like there's a time here in May where you're in a state of deep reflection, right? With the Hangman, with the Hermit, and this Page of Birds, and planning, melancholy, pause, right? Thoughtfulness. To us to really connect with ourselves again, right? Connect with our inner power, connect with our inner trust. It's like we're getting the skates on again. We're a little bit wobbly. right? But we're learning how to put them back on. We're learning how to maybe use this new power of wisdom, this new power of confidence, right? Or individuality, like being this unapologetic force again, right? There's something that we're finding deep within ourselves in a time of pause where we find the light in the darkness, in the confusion. And it's like we might have a couple wobbles in the beginning of the month, but it really smooths out. You really find yourself. You really connect to something that takes off, right? That brings a lot of things into the physical, that grounds you, that it helps you shine, it helps you glow. It's like you're really coming into your own in a brand new way, right? And it's helping new love, new loving experiences, new opportunities come in, because it's matching your energy. You're matching the vibration of the success, of the love, of the connection, right? Of the prosperity that you desire to have on the outside. You are connecting with that internally. Okay, and so this time of pause is of great value to you because you really get to connect with yourself on a deeply spiritual level, right? On a very powerful level. Okay, so, uncovered that a little too early. We're going to take a look at June for you guys, or the last month here. Okay. June for my pile 3. So we're gonna take more, yes. Okay. Okay, perfect. June. I think we're gonna get one more deck. All right, let's start here. See what we got. So June, we have death. And we had death in April, didn't we? Our first month. Wow. Something transforming. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. See someone feeling very secluded, keeping to themselves, wall up, maybe feeling a little protective. Okay. And the Hangman again. So you had the Hangman in just last month in May, and then you had Death in April. So it almost feels like an internal shift, right? In June, it feels like we're kind of looking at our blockages, right? Our attachments, kind of maybe where we're holding back, where we're still holding on, all right? And kind of taking a look at shifting these things, shifting these beliefs, transforming. Let's get more cards, get more detail. Yeah, look at that. Page of Cups. So we're coming to a deeper understanding, right? An inner child understanding where we're releasing ourselves from the cage, from the limitation or the blockages that were there in our energy, right? By shifting how we see them, by coming to a deeper understanding, transforming. And then look at that. Because remember how May was all about, there's so much about relationship, joining, maybe finding a new group, right? Finding a community, finding people or a person that really feels like home, that feels like your people, opening up again, right? Feeling safe to join again, feeling safe to open up, to share, to be vulnerable, right? Eight of Pentacles with ordinariness. We have the Seven of Swords with politics. And we have the Eight of Wands with traveling. Look at that. It's like we're coming into more heart connections, true situations that are on our hearts, and moving away from the masks, moving away from the politics, the fakeness, the deceit, the lies that maybe we've unfortunately become very familiar with, or that was very much part of our path. That's what's transforming. And we're moving away from this, lie, deceit, treachery type energy, sneaky, snaky, right? And entering a new space. And we have to be very soft with ourselves and very patient with ourselves, right? With opening back up and being soft with ourselves, right? And moving in this new direction, because we are grounding into something beautiful and new, right? That is very true, right? Whether this is a specific one connection, or this is like a friend group or a new community that we're gaining trust in again, right? We're gaining trust in ourselves again, and trusting, our judgment again, trusting our understanding again, but trusting other people again, right? Love again, friendship again, after a lot of deceit and lies, right? But it is time now to move forward. There's a new path opening up for us in June, right? And so, you could literally be traveling, but this energy is just about us moving on and up and forward, positive movement, right? Into grounding into something new, right? It's like our everyday lives are becoming more beautiful, more grounded, feeling more safe, more secure. There's a lot of progress being made, right? And so there's something about us transforming from the inside out, releasing, right? Releasing where we were holding on too tightly to maybe beliefs, to ideas, to safety, to a comfort zone, to not opening up again. And it's like we're really kind of releasing those ideas, transforming. And that's really helping us move forward in a very grounded, more well-rounded, in a beautiful way. It's making our everyday lives that much more lively, that much more feeling connected to it, connected to our energies again, connected to our everyday lives again, right? And the beauty around us again. Look at that Wheel of Fortune. So it's your time. Things are shifting big time in June, right? Towards fortune, towards a win for you, right? We see someone winning like a lottery here. So you could be winning something, or it feels that way. Like, man, I'm really shifting out of this and it feels so good. Like life's really turning in a really positive direction, a very fortunate direction. I feel like I'm winning, right? It just feels so good. Like I'm finally coming out of this, dark time, or this, this darker energies that I've been in. There we go. We have the Knight of Pentacles here. So I love how he's focused on his daily mission, which gives me a reflection of this Eight of Pentacles, right? Focusing on my path, what I want to get done, and feeling good about that. Like really focused upon my day-to-day life, feeling good, my tasks, and coming back to feeling like ourselves in a more grounded way, a more focused way. And I think you're gaining in prosperity, definitely. It's like things are moving in a very positive direction, where you're gaining in the physical. You have 33 with sacred support and the Masters. It says blessings. So we have so much blessings here, right? Fertility, expansion, increase, positive results, talent, skills, mastery, teacher, inspiration, ascended masters. So with the Wheel of Fortune and this Knight of Pentacles, it's like you are really in a time of expansion, of growth, of prosperity, of things building, of things growing, being created, right? Going in a really positive direction for you, where you're like, I am winning. Like things are really picking up. Things are really growing. Things are really moving positively for me. And I'm feeling that sacred support. I'm feeling the support of the universe. My whole entire energy, my whole entire life is transforming and shifting. Okay, amazing. Look at this. Second house, money and value. Okay, abundance is your birthright. Income, assets, earnings, possessions, security, material desires, basic values, self-worth, how we handle money. So your money situation is growing, right? You're really hitting something. You're feeling abundant from the inside out, and it's helping your income. It's helping your feminine energy connect to that abundance, and it's really helping things grow financially in the second house, foundationally, right? You're really experiencing a time of huge fertility and growth in your finances, in the physical world in June. That's amazing. Like things are really moving forward positively for you, especially in the physical. Okay, so we have number 28 with paradox. We have 40 with truth. And we have vulnerability. That's interesting because we have paradox and we have this truth, which is very like outward, forward, putting something out, or sharing your voice, standing in your strength, speaking your truth. And we have this vulnerability, which is very soft, right? Very inward, it's like Cancer and then like Leo. So there's almost this two very almost opposite energies, but playing into the same thing, right? It's like walking the middle way of like understanding that in order to do this, I have to be vulnerable and soft and open up and stop maybe closing myself off, and starting those kind of things that we were attached to, or those walls that we had built up, are starting to soften, right? So we're starting to soften, but we're also using our strength, right? Using that strength, using our voices, being more honest, being more out front, open, right? Speaking our truth, standing in our power, maybe sharing something, right? Sharing with the world, or sharing with a certain person or these people, right? So there's a vulnerability in that, but there's also a strength and a courageousness and a power to that. So June might feel, and I'm keep looking at the clock when it's like 16:16, 15:15. So things are very aligned. Things are moving in the right direction. Things are building and growing. But it's like, I think you're understanding that there is these two sides to yourself, and also to like creating this and to moving in the right direction, is that yes, it's okay to be vulnerable, and that side of me is good. It's good to nurture that. It's good to show that and to understand that. And it also is a key component into my strength, into, speaking out, being okay with saying my truth, not holding back, not hiding, right? There's a vulnerability in the strength of trusting myself, trusting my path, going towards what I want, saying what I need to say, building what I want to build, moving in the direction I want to move in. So there's a new part of you that's opening up. So there's a strength in the vulnerability, and that's what we're kind of using to move us forward in a very balanced way. Because if we go too much into the, feeling vulnerable, we feel unsafe. But it's like we're building the safety of the power behind it and protecting ourselves, protecting our vulnerability with this power, right? So beautiful. I'm going to just get one last message for you guys before we go for your June. I think you're seeing the truth. You're seeing the light. You're seeing the way forward. Yeah, 10 of Swords. It's the end. It's the end of this difficult time that you've been in, this difficult karma, right, that we've been in. It's the end. It's like we're surrendering and we're letting go. The Magician and the King of Wands. So we're really finding our power, finding our light. We're leading, right? We're taking charge of something in our lives, of our worlds, of creating something, building something, right? It's the end of difficulty, and it's the beginning of us finding our truth, finding our power, being unapologetic, leading ourselves in the most high way, right? Leading ourselves towards creation, right? Towards balance, towards grounding, towards abundance, right? Towards sacred support and fertility and abundance. And it's about our destiny beginning and leading us powerfully, right? King of Swords is the most powerful leader. He does his own thing. He's unique, and he understands that uniqueness. He understands what he's here to do, right? Or he just allows himself to express that. And he trusts that about himself, right? He trusts his power. He trusts his unique way of doing things, his unique truth, right? And his vulnerability in that truth, right? That it is a paradox. It is a playful thing of the both, right? And so we're ending this cycle of shame, of pain, of holding back, of building up walls, of limitation. And we're opening up, okay? Opening up to success, opening up to growth. And your power. You have so much power. Yeah, the King and the Queen of Wands here, right? So you're really hitting something, some inner balance of the masculine and feminine. You're using it to your power to create, right? To create something beautiful of the physical for yourself. So good for you. Pile number 3. Amazing. Thank you so much. I hope this reading was helpful for you. I hope it gave you something you needed at this time. Helped give you a little more support for the next 3 months. Please let me know if it did just that, if it resonated with you in the comments. Also let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already, and if you'd like to know more about your own situation, you can book a personal reading with me down in the description box. Otherwise, I will see you on the next one. All of my love. Peace.